Are live. Hey everybody! I'm gonna start that way now.
Wow. You should stick with your normal voice.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to try something different.
No.
Sorry for educating you. We probably will, Sean, just to say that to you real quick. But hey, everybody else. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to Talkin Geek, the geekiest talk show in the verse. I'm your host, Aaron. I'm here with the professor himself, the co-host, Robert here. And still rocking that amazing dude, man.
Well, I do what I can. Whenever I can, I do it.
For
So.
sure. So, we are live. So we have a little news to talk about, little different things. And I want to go check the door real quick, actually. I think I hear something. Yeah, so we may have a guest. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It might be very last second because we're already live. But to kind of go over that part, we have a few things going on. Hey, guys, you want to come in? Give us 1 second, guys. So
We're rocking it.
Yeah.
We're rocking it. We're live.
We are live. Yeah, if y'all want to pull up a chair right here, yeah, go ahead and use that one. Let me give me a second, guys, because now I got to adjust our camera, see if I get everybody up here. We do have a guest here, guys, today, and we do have some news. We're going to talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe retrospect review we are doing, the Sonic box office, some news about the Clone Wars, Batman, Masters of the Universe. Sean, like I said, we might be talking about that, and maybe a secret topic. But first, we do have some guests here too. Give me a second to mess with our camera while I do this part.
I'll just fill the time.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Hey, everyone.
Let me try to pull back.
Yeah, so we've got some fun guests that we're about to talk to. I think some local guests here, and I believe we're gonna talk a little bit about Magic: The Gathering. So if you guys are big Magic fans, we're gonna talk a little bit with some people, local people here, and they're gonna talk to. Ooh, nice save, Aaron.
That was caught on camera.
Wow.
Everybody gets one.
Good reflexes on that one. Wow, that was impressive. But while Aaron is getting all that set up, I do want to let all of you all know about our ongoing video series right now. If you haven't had a chance to check it up on YouTube, we are going back and reviewing every single one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So we've already released Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk. And coming next on this Thursday, we've got Iron Man 2. And we're continuing all the way up to the release of Black Widow. So join us for 23 reviews of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There are a lot of movies, a lot of things to talk about. We kind of look at each movie not only as its own individual movie, but also how it kind of fits into the story that has been told up through Spider-Man Far From Home. So definitely come join us on our YouTube page, official GYGO, and check out those videos. We're posting them on our Facebook page as well, so you can always see them there. But really interested to see what you guys have to say. And as Aaron is getting this set up, I think you got to move it over a little bit. I'll scoot over too. See, there we go. There we go. I think, all right, that looks good. You got us. I'm whitewashed up against this. I look awesome. Don't worry about it. Sweet.
All right.
Just if you see a beard talking to you and nothing else.
Oh my gosh, you are washed out. I am.
That's
sorry.
Robert.
Hold on, guys. Let me fix that too.
It works. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm very pale. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh. Dude, yeah, that's just right on your head.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
And that was not me, guys. This time, I'd like to point that out.
Mm-hmm.
I always get blamed for this, and it wasn't me. It was someone else this time.
You. Is that camera rocking?
That camera's the only one I got up right now.
All right, microphone. Sorry. Did you get it working for our guests?
Why it's not working?
Test. Hello.
All right, cool.
I'm seeing something pop up on the screen.
Hopefully.
That's
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, we have some guests here, so let's go ahead and introduce you guys. So welcome to Get Your Geek On. So who do we have with us today?
My name is Jaden Cool, and I'm the president of The Gathering. That's at UTSA, the University of Texas at San Antonio. It is a Magic: The Gathering club on campus. We got started maybe about a year ago. and we've just been playing Magic as a group pretty much. And this is Jacob. He's my vice president.
Yep, Jacob Killian. He's been doing the hard work for the club, but I've been right behind a lot of ideas, helping pull people in, and keeping everybody together. It's gone like fantastic. So
yes,
really
sure.
Awesome. So, what prompted you guys to start the group?
Honest, it was 3 of us who were looking for a 4th person to play Commander. So if you know Magic the Gathering, that's like a 4-player format. You kind of have to have the 4 people.
Sure.
And we were just looking for a 4th person, and then we decided just to make a club, and now it's pretty much exploded.
Yeah.
We were kind of just looking for a place for everybody on campus just to have a place to come and play Magic and kind of be themselves and be nerds, be geeky.
Awesome.
And it's just turned into a huge club, and it's been a great fun.
Conversation I always think of whenever we get asked about how we started the club is we would just talk like, do you think they have a Magic club on campus? So we look it up. Jaden says, no, there's not a club. And want to start one? See where that goes? And
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So obviously you mentioned that, it started off with like 3 of you guys and has grown since then. So how big is it now? How many people are part of your group?
Maybe 25 people in like our group chats and stuff. Maybe every week about in between 12 and 16 people show up.
Our first meeting had around 30 people total.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then we have a very consistent between like 10 to 15 every week.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. So where do you guys meet?
We meet on campus. We have, ironically, the recreation center on campus.
Nice.
But honestly, the reason we do there is because they have nice long tables for us to play Magic on.
Yeah.
We started off in the student union on campus, but we were just super cramped. It can only fit like 15 people in there. But we moved on to the rec center, and it's nice. We meet there every Tuesday, 5 to 7 o'clock. So we had to leave a few minutes early from there, but it's okay. So
Yeah, we're fresh out of playing. Right?
Yes.
So we're totally in the mood to keep things going.
We were trying to coordinate, and I was like, are they going to be here? And it was like right at 7 o'clock. So I'm glad you guys
yes,
cut
we
out
are
a
glad
little
to
early.
be here. Yes. Yeah.
And so how do people find out? Like, do people just show up, or do you have to join? Like, how does that work?
We have posters on campus, and we essentially anybody who emails me, I send them to the group me. And not only do we have like weekly general meetings, we also just text people. We're like, hey, we're all gonna play in our dorm. If anybody wants to come by and play Magic, and it's just super simple. You just join the group me and you come play Magic. If you're new to Magic, we're actually kind of partnered with Wizards of the Coast, which is the group of the company that makes Magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
wow.
they've sent us a whole bunch of welcome decks and stuff.
Nice.
So I just have free
That's
cards.
amazing.
Yeah, we have free cards to hand out to anybody who wants to just get into the game.
That really was the craziest thing
Yes.
right when we started the club.
Yeah, I sent them a message.
It was one email. And then,
I just sent one email, and they were very gracious about it. Sent me a big old box just full of decks just to give people just to get started and get into the game. So they're a huge help to get us started.
I can't lie, that's a big thing. So there was just a quick email and just like, hey, how's it going?
We have like a program, like an educator's program, and so you just email them, and you're like, hey, I'm starting a Magic club on campus, and I really want free decks so people who want to learn to play can learn. And they just sent me like a huge box of like 30 decks just to hand out to people, and now I just give people decks whenever they want to get into it, and it's the easiest way to get into it is just like, here's free stuff, Nothing beats nothing beats getting, because that's the only time in Magic the Gathering you will get free stuff.
It really is.
That.
I like that.
Savor it while you have it.
Yeah. So, I mean, how long have you guys been playing? Like, obviously, there's different levels of expertise. You're talking about newcomers, but how long have you guys been doing it? Do you guys have people that have been doing it pretty much your whole lives, or?
I've personally been playing since my freshman year of college, so about 2 years now.
Okay.
He's been playing for a
About,
year and
like,
11 months, pretty much.
About 2 or 3 weeks shorter than he's been playing.
Yeah,
So.
my friend just texted me, and he's like, hey, do you want to play Magic? We do drafts, which essentially you open a pack, and you pass it around, you pick a card, and you build a deck just out of like a limited just three packs. And I was like, I absolutely do not know how to play. And he's like, I do not care, you're gonna come. So I come, I tried out, and I just fell in love.
Yeah.
And so I texted him. We've been best friends for, who knows
Middle
how
school.
long. Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, he used to play, he wants to get back into it, and we ended up playing it, and just been in love ever since. And there's a few members of the club who've been playing much longer than us, years and years longer than us, probably since they were 5 or 6, And there's been other players who literally just saw the name on the poster and was like, I want to learn how to play. And so I sit down and teach them how to play, and they've gotten really into it, and they've started drafting with us and playing with us, building their own decks. Yeah.
Nice. So, what are you guys looking like? Are you looking to do anything besides just play every week with each other? Like, is there like an overall goal that you guys are looking to accomplish with the group, or just
It started off as just a hangout, but as I've like taught more and more players of Magic, I really want to get more involved with the community and kind of create more, welcome new players in the community and just get more people into it. And I don't really know, what else we can do, but I'd absolutely love to help more people get into the game because I love the game and I love getting more people into the game. And so just the goal is just to get as many people as possible in love with the game, essentially.
That's really cool. Well, I know I'm going to steal Aaron's thunder because his favorite question that he asks of everyone, I know, that's what I do, is, we always want to know at Get Your Geek on what makes people geek. So obviously you guys love Magic the Gathering, but beyond that, what is it that makes you guys geek? Whether it's movies, TVs, comic book shows, whatever it is, what is it that makes you guys geek?
So just about everything. Y'all were just talking about the Marvel movies right before. I've been rewatching all my favorites over the past few days, borrowing my friend's Disney Plus.
Perfect.
And so, it's
You got it.
really anything that is just so much fun to discuss with people.
Sure.
Just appreciate all the different levels of it. Playing games, watching movies. I haven't been a huge comic book person. Jaden has to an extent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been geek since day one, pretty much.
Yeah.
I started playing video games when I was 4. I played Donkey Kong 64.
Oh.
I had 64 as a little kid, and
I feel
was
old
like,
when you say that.
yeah, right?
Man.
I was like 4 years old. My parents walk in, and like the credits are rolling. They're like, "Did you beat that?" I was like, "I guess." Don't ask me.
The monkeys are safe. The bananas are back.
Yeah, like, who cares?
I never beat any of the games that I played when I was little. I just, y'all know Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
Zelda? I would screw around in, why am I forgetting the name of it? The town.
Oh.
Clock Town. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I was like, there's a huge clock in the middle.
I was going to just call it Clock Tower. I just screw around there all day. I never progressed past the point where you become Link, but that's what I do, and I loved the game so much.
And I've also been a huge comic book fan, MCU fan, kind of a DC fan,
When they make good ones.
When they make the good
That's a
movies, I'm
controversial
fan.
statement these days.
Let's see, what else? Just reading, music, TV, literally everything geeky I'm into. I love being a nerd. That's been my title since day one, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's really awesome. I mean, I have never played Magic the Gathering myself, but I've seen the cards everywhere, and I'm like, I got to do that sometime. So maybe. Ooh,
I guess we know what you're doing afterwards.
I might have to. So definitely, if you guys are interested, so do you have to be a student to join, or?
Not necessarily, no. The only problem with not being a student is you have to become like a guest to enter the rec center. But even if you're not a student, you're always welcome to join the group me and come out and play whenever we're playing somewhere that's easier to play. And we also go to Friday Night Magic every Friday. And there's tons of locations in San Antonio, and you could just go out and play. And even if you're not in San Antonio, find a local game store, go play. And there's even online clients you can play online.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's so easy to get into it.
Have y'all heard of Magic Arena?
Not.
That is what's absolutely exploded
Yes.
Really?
Magic recently.
It's like an online client. You can go in there, and it's like free to play. They give you 5 decks to start off on, and you just play online against opponents, and you just get to play Magic.
Oh,
Essentially, it's kind of like Hearthstone, if you ever played Hearthstone,
Yeah.
but with Magic the Gathering, of course. So,
Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
So how do people find you guys? You mentioned like flyers and stuff on campus, but can they reach out to you like, on Facebook, Instagram, like where is it?
Right now we just have an email. I'm kind of we're relatively new, of course, because I'm new to the scene myself. But we have an email. You can contact thegathering@utsa@gmail.com.
Nice.
That's just spelled exactly how it sounds. You just email me, let me know what you're getting into, and I'll give you a group me link. I'll give you my phone number, and we can figure something out for you to play. And eventually we'll start working on Facebook and social media and getting our name out there. So
Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, no, it was so much fun to learn a little bit. Like I said, I haven't played Magic, so I'm gonna have to grab one of those starter packs off you and definitely get out there.
I haven't played in like 10 years, dude. Like I was thinking about when Kristen was some of y'all were coming, I was like, I haven't touched a deck in like years.
the best time to start playing is right now.
There you go.
I miss my
See, look
zombie
at this
deck,
guy.
dude. Like I love my zombie deck back in the day. Noxious School, I think, was like the main staple in that one, from what I remember. But yeah.
Well, they printed 1 million more zombies.
So many toys to play.
Find something that you want to play. I guarantee it. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we've got maybe about half an hour's worth of topics coming up here. So I don't know if you guys want to stick around. You're welcome to hang out and talk through these topics with us.
so.
See, there you go. Well, first off, Aaron, I know you are just such a huge fan of this movie that you haven't seen.
Not at all. Like, not at all. But I love the movie still.
Yeah, so actually, our top story that we're going to talk about today is the biggest video game movie in history, Sonic. Sonic, made the most money of opening weekend of any video game movie ever, passing, what was it? Detective Pikachu, which came out last year.
53 million was what it came out with.
Yeah, so 57, I think, is the final number for Sonic, was 57 million. So I did not get a chance to see it. I don't know, did anybody here get a chance to see Sonic?
Not yet. I want to. I very much want to.
I do plan to.
It's one of those things that growing up, I didn't have a Genesis, but everybody played Sonic, here and again, running really fast. I don't know how they made it into a movie, but I'm excited to seeing that. I mean, I've heard good things about him, and James Marsden needs to get a cut of something, because he's been in like 4 or 5 movies where it's like live action CGI. Wasn't he in like?
Poor guy, man.
He was in what is it? Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Hop.
Yeah. I don't know. He's in everything, so.
Right?
I don't know why you would.
No one knows about it. Why?
I know about it.
But anyways, I mean, that's pretty cool for Sonic. The big controversy obviously was the CGI redesign of the character that they had to do.
$3 million extra for that budget.
I mean, it seems like it was worth it, because nobody wanted to see that original version. But they made $60 million opening weekend with the new version, so it's like that was money well spent for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, it did well, I've heard, and like, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about it, to be honest. It seems like everyone's like, hey, this is a really good movie, you should check it out.
Family friendly,
And, yeah.
all the good stuff. So,
but the other thing is too, so I was wondering, if someone brought it up to my attention, is it good because the movie itself is good, it looks good, or is there just nothing else that came out this weekend? There was only like 2 horror films that came out, I think, and that was it.
Just today on Twitter, seeing a huge deal about people making a fuss because, like, it beat up Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie.
Well, that was in its second week too. I mean,
exactly.
Weeks, so I mean, and that movie also, like, completely different audiences. That's rated.
Oh yeah,
So
we're talking.
That is not family friendly.
No,
It's the opposite of that.
and that kills your clients at that point. You can't get all the younger kids to come spend money there. Like, anyone below 18 is not going to go to see it, really.
Yeah.
So
So
is that part of it too? Who knows?
now I did hear. Make sure I haven't seen it, but make sure you stay after the credits, because there is a post-credit scene for Sonic where a certain character might show up. So no spoilers.
Yeah, no, I won't
But but yes, there's another character that shows up.
Now I gotta know.
Who's the only other character that you would care that would show up? Let's be honest.
That's true. I mean,
There's only one.
So, anyways, if you saw it, let us know what you thought. I'm hoping to see it soon, but definitely Sonic, the biggest video game movie ever. Maybe I love Detective Pikachu, so I definitely want to see Sonic and see what all the fuss is all about.
I can't believe it beat the original Mario Brothers movie.
Oh yeah, because everybody wanted to see that.
I mean,
Yes.
Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. I mean, talk about star power.
That's all I'm saying.
Not trying to besmirch anyone, but
yeah, you are. Don't even lie. You so are, man.
This is an honest podcast.
100%. 100%. All right, so moving on, we're going to talk coming up, opening this weekend, actually, and not opening, but debuting this weekend on Disney Plus. A little Star Wars action here. The final season of Clone Wars. So I don't know. I have seen all of Clone Wars. Anyone else?
I've seen parts of Clone Wars, and I am a fan.
I've seen a lot of it growing up while I was airing.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
It had no Skywalker, so I actually watched some of it.
Yeah, see, look at you, Mister.
I don't like the Skywalker stuff. And it's just Anakin, and it doesn't really follow him. It follows everybody else too. So I kind of like watch some of it here and there.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
actually good.
a lot of the arcs that follow the Stormtroopers and stuff are some of my favorite. Mandalorian arcs are really cool.
Mandalorian is the best.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the. We're not talking about the Mandalorian. You can move on for like 5 seconds.
I'll stay stuck in the past with
You don't even know what he's talking about though. He's complaining about it. I love the Mandalorian.
I love
He's complaining about it.
There's a scene, the blast door. It disappears and it should be there, and it comes back randomly. It just randomly comes back. It's bad editing. And
Anyways,
it's fair.
who's excited for the final season of Clone Wars?
I'm excited.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
watch it.
I'll watch it.
Absolutely plan on catching it, seeing how much I can really piece together from what I remember.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm to seeing Ahsoka again because
that's
that character-
his Padawan, right?
yeah, and one of the worst debuts of any character ever. I mean, if you've seen the original Clone Wars movie, that character's like so
Wait, she's in the
annoying.
movie?
Oh yeah, no, she's introduced in that movie.
I thought she was introduced in the Clone Wars.
No, so the Clone Wars animated movie, not like Attack of the Clones, but there was a released to theaters movie that was the Clone Wars. It was basically like, it was almost like an hour and maybe 15 minutes of Clone Wars episodes. Like it really didn't flow like a movie. But they debuted that character and she's so bad. She's the first season is kind of cringeworthy if we're gonna be honest. But the character arc for that character for Ahsoka Tano, it was one of my favorites. She turned into one of my favorite Jedi. So
I was gonna say they worked that.
Didn't they?
yeah, like
Okay.
she's an excellent character, especially by the end. I loved when she showed up in Rebels, and so I'm really looking forward to revisiting that time, because how it previously left off was she was walking away from the Jedi Order. And then we didn't see her again until she was an adult in Rebels. So I'm kind of interested in exploring that time period with her again. So
That'd be
I don't know.
interesting.
Anything you guys are specifically looking forward to, or just
I don't really know enough about it, so like I'm just excited.
Yeah, it's just
about
you.
It. Wow.
Just
It's
you.
just
you.
I'm
man.
just the
I mean,
Star Wars nerd over here.
I mean, like I said, I don't like the Skywalker stuff. So like, I was never a big fan when I first saw it, and then I started getting into like the trooper, and it's about the troopers and like
Yeah.
the clones and how they're dealing with everything, and that's when I got into it, and I was like, okay, I like it. And let's be honest, I also didn't like the animation 100%. I thought it was a weird art style they went with. And then when I watched it, I was like, you know what? I don't mind this style. Like I can dig it. And then I was like, okay. And then I never watched the rest of it. I stopped like at third season, I think. Second
Well,
season,
that's
something like
alright.
that. I stopped early.
By Skywalker stuff.
You mean specifically with Anakin, or
I-
what is that?
He means all of it.
I hate
He's just wrong.
last name Skywalker.
yeah. Especially at the end, I've heard with Ren. Skywalker. After like staring out in space for like an hour and a half. And then for a crazy person just sitting there. No, so like I just don't like that we've had 9 movies and it's been like Luke, Anakin. Like it's always been a Skywalker. It's like, what about the rest of the universe? Like what's going on with this one corner way over here? Like
It's
why is
literally
it
called the
nothing?
Skywalker Saga. I mean, I'm just saying.
But it's
Star Wars has such a
Star
huge
Wars.
Universe that I mean, like there's so many interesting things to explore.
We're fine with talking about the contents of Episode 9, right?
I never saw it. I don't care.
Spoiler alert
no.
for
Spoiler alert.
episode 9, but yes, we can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, the Rey reveal, that was
bad.
so disappointing. It was like the most obvious thing they could have gone with. For like, ooh, secret. Like they're connected.
Secret evil. She's
Like,
I don't need that.
That was
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely a huge Star Wars nerd. I've read a bunch of the books and everything. Actually, I have the standalone Ahsoka book that I haven't read yet, so I feel like I need to read that now.
You probably should.
As we're filling in more gaps of her life. But yeah, it's definitely the Clone Wars as a series. I think has had a few different runs. It was like originally on the Disney Channel, and then they brought it back for a final season on Netflix, and now they're bringing it back for a final season on Disney Plus. The final season. But everything that I've seen so far, all of the previews and the animation, everything looks really good. So I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be a good one.
But see, and then the other thing is like I have no way of like segueing into this because that didn't set me up perfectly. Thanks, you appreciate that.
You're welcome.
But we had a new look at Robert Pattinson as Batman. Or the Batman, right? I think the name of the movie is right. They're going with the Batman.
I don't know if they've officially dropped the title, but it'll probably be called the Batman.
That's what I'm thinking. And it actually
Seems
looked
likely.
good though.
Yes.
Like I was impressed with what it looked like, even though it's just
Yes
like
and
the chest
no.
piece and up.
I'm
Okay, what do we got? What do we got here?
I'm tired of the armored Batman look. Like I don't need it anymore. Like I know they'll never do it, but like just going straight to like the nylon suit. Like,
Oh my god!
Like
behind you.
it would be awesome just to have that at least for like 5 minutes in the movie, and then him like maybe get shot or something and be like, oh, I need armor. Like
Doesn't work.
Right, like something, but no, I mean it looks good. Like I don't want to disparage it, but it looks also, and maybe it's just the lighting, maybe it was the cowl, but it looked really Daredevil-y from the Netflix series.
I almost got
that's what I thought.
Daredevil, but when they started showing the bat itself, I got more Batman Beyond. I got almost a Terry feel to it.
From the look, for sure, but I'm just kind of talking about the feel of like the armor and like the helmet. It very much looked like a Netflix Daredevil suit to me.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from on that. I just felt more Batman Beyond. I guess maybe because of the red lighting, the like thinner bat symbol. I don't know.
He's beyond Batman.
He's beyond Batman because he's a vampire.
I'm just excited for any sort of Batman because Batman's my favorite. So
We're on.
Why?
Because Batman's the best.
Yeah.
That's why.
Batman's not the best.
Who's the
He is
best?
the best.
In DC or just in general?
I think it's
In general, Spider-Man. Spider-Man beats Batman.
I'm with him on that.
Spider-Man beats Batman. Period. That's what happens.
I mean,
All right, we're good. We're good now.
Spider-Man doesn't beat Batman because Batman beats everyone.
Batman can't beat. He can't beat him.
He can
I
beat
will show you
Superman.
Death
He can beat
Battle.
Spider-Man.
He admits he can't beat Superman.
He's got a
done.
plan. He's got a
I'm
plan
done.
for it. We've had this argument many times.
We have. We have.
No,
you're
it's
good.
all right. It's all right. Yeah, we've definitely arrived at a happy place.
So
Exactly.
Spider-Man.
I mean,
Punisher. You know what? Just Punisher. Screw it.
maybe
Let's
maybe if
everybody out.
Spider-Man's mother's name was Martha. But
How do you know that name? How do you know that?
I mean, you know,
Rails now.
at least Batman had, you know, like an entire good trilogy. Yep.
you know what? We have
There it
more
is.
movies though. No,
more,
wait.
more
you have-
bad movies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Joe Schumacher.
Yeah, those are bad.
Thank you.
Those are really bad. Let's not talk about Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. Those are really
Batman.
bad. Those are really bad. All right. Well,
But it was
yeah.
cool.
So
It still looks cool though.
first
I like
look,
it.
we didn't get to see much. There was also some music that went along with it. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you heard that.
I really
thought
didn't
it
catch
sounded
it,
pretty
though.
good.
I didn't catch the music to be honest with you. I honestly didn't get the red lighting though. That was one thing I didn't get. Is there something with Batman and red lights though? Because like, I don't know. I was like, why are we behind a red light? Like that was just. I know it's a test footage, but still. I don't know. I wouldn't have never done that in like videography work. I don't know.
Maybe it's orange light because it's, you know, the long Halloween. I don't know.
Ooh, that is true. That could have been it. Maybe all of our TVs are set wrong and it's really orange, not red.
I don't know. It's like that. It's like that test. It's like you see gold or blue or white or whatever it is. Yeah, everyone in the world sees red, and the director's like, no, it's orange. You're wrong.
It's orange. All of you. You ever see a Smurfs commercial about them really being green?
No.
Oh. So there's like an old commercial back in the day. There was like a Cartoon Network one or something, and everyone's like, "Why are the Smurfs blue?" And they're like, "We're not. We're green. Adjust your TV set." And they adjust it like for you, and you're that green really.
Oh, that's cool.
It was hilarious.
That's pretty good. I like that. So, well, kind of the last major news topic of the
Yes.
week is one I'm going to let you lead because
Because you hate it.
it's not that I hate it. It's that I'm skeptical we'll ever see anything.
So the last topic and the last big one is everybody that got hired on. We actually have a full voice cast now for Masters of the Universe. You know, we got, I believe it was last week when we talked about it, highly, like just a little bit, because Robert's like, don't talk about it.
It's been a
Sorry.
movie for 15 years. Now apparently it's a TV show. I don't know.
It's going to be a TV show on Netflix, you're saying.
Sure.
And first of all, it's Netflix, so it might do well. It has a chance.
Yeah.
So last week we said they got Mark Hamill as Skeletor. So Skeletor's finally got picked. But now we have Lena. Wait, just thought about this. You have the guy who can't pronounce names well, wanting to say these names.
Lena Headey.
Lena Headey, Chris Wood, and
got
Sarah
that
Michelle
one.
Gellar. I actually know those two. That's why. Michelle Gellar to headline as the actors on this animated show. So we finally have a full cast, and I believe Kevin Smith is attached to either this or the He-Man. No, it's this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith is attached to it. So I mean, we got director, we got a good voice cast. So maybe we'll actually have this come out and be a cool thing to actually see and to finally experience a He-Man for this generation. Like I would love that.
He-Man. So that was what.
Does he have the power?
I have the power. I don't know. I suppose he I want to know, is Mark Hamill gonna do Skeletor more like Joker though, or like is it gonna sound? I wonder if he's gonna sound like the Joker did.
No,
back in
I
the
mean, I
90s.
think Mark Hamill's got a range of voices. I mean, he's done like the
Very,
Trickster. He
very,
does,
very.
you know, so I have a feeling he will find a good Skeletor. And talk about a talented voice actor like Mark Hamill. I'm as much as I am very skeptical that we'll really ever see this. You tell me Mark Hamill's on board, I'm gonna see it whenever it comes out.
In like 5 years, 10 years, maybe.
Sure.
You'll wait. You would
Wait till I see it.
I would.
I don't know. Like I'm still. I don't know.
It's crazy to me that we're still revisiting all this stuff from like the 1980s. Like that's like the big thing now. And I guess Hollywood's always done that. It's always like what was popular when we were kids. Let's make that now.
Yeah.
So the people that are making these things now, this is stuff from their childhood. So it makes sense. But at the other end of the spectrum, I'm like, do we have to remake everything?
Yeah.
Like, do we need another Masters of the Universe?
And that's what they've been saying. Like right now for movies and TV shows, we're at the age of remakes, basically, because it's all remakes. Like they even brought Roseanne back. There's talks about bringing Friends back. They're bringing back Drake and Josh. Really?
Yes,
I didn't
I
hear
heard
that
about
one.
that one. Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
If we're at the point where we can bring that back, that's really I feel.
I mean, see, I told you, like that's me, like, shoot, man, I'm old. But like, they're
like you could have told me that was still running on the air. I probably
I wish you-
you.
But like, we got that. So there was the other TV show. Oh, Mad About You. I don't know if you remember that one.
Stop.
That one's coming
making
back.
me feel old.
That's dude. I mean, that was like in the 90s.
I
we're
understand.
old, dude.
yes.
So,
I
but like,
understand.
That's what I'm saying. They bring back
all these old shows. They're just
Making
remaking
them.
them.
It's
It's
like,
like,
oh,
oh, let's get the old actors
from it too, just
to be cool like that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
But it's
about
Mark
that.
Hamill, so I'm on board with that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Thumbs up for me.
That is
Exactly.
true.
Exactly. So well,
that
I
was
mean
like-
that finishes our news topics.
Yeah,
But I
it
think we
does.
wanted to hit
did.
one final thing.
And now we got two other people who can.
I know we can have we're just gonna have a discussion because we're not talking about news stuff. We're just talking about this is actually kind of awkward because it's four guys up here. But Valentine's Day was last week, right? So we wanted to talk about some of our favorite geeky couples that might be out there. Just like what are some of your favorite ones? No, definitely not. I mean, I guess one of my favorites, just from a more recent movie, is actually I love the Deadpool and Vanessa love story in that particular movie. They kind of sideline her in the sequel, which okay, fine, but it's a love story that I bought. I was like, this is two characters that a lot of times in superhero movies they tell you people are in love, but they don't really show you. And I felt like that movie did a really good job of selling you on their love story. So I wanted to talk about that one.
I can
Start
see
off.
that. You want to go? We got a couple. I'm gonna throw you.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Really?
Caught us off guard.
I know,
but yeah.
perfect.
So okay. I think I would go. I'm still a Spider-Man fan. I love MJ and Peter. I do. Because so the reason I like him so much, and
The nerdy guy and the supermodel. That's why.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
you
of
want a
course, you know.
supermodel. You're looking for a supermodel girlfriend.
if you're out there, DM me some. But no, I mean, yeah,
It's a lot more than
it's-
that.
It is because I think it's interesting because of how MJ was created. Because at the time, pretty much everybody was in love with a blonde. You had Mr. Fantastic and Miss Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, you had Spider-Man and Gwen, who was
Right.
a blonde.
Yep.
And the writer at the time hated that all these Marvel characters had blonde girlfriends or blonde wives, and he's like, "Where's everybody else?" So he introduced Mary Jane more, and it became like, "Hey, let's see how this works," and this works. And then, of course, the other reason I like it is because they kill off Gwen Stacy, who is one of the few characters that has, technically, in the 616 universe, stayed dead. She's really hasn't come back.
Spider-Man,
So-
unfortunately, Uncle Ben, Gwen,
Dead.
dead.
Gwen,
your
Captain Stacy.
characters don't get to come back.
No, they're only dead for so long, except if you were killed in Spider-Man storyline. Then you're dead for good.
Yeah.
So but I like it because you have that interesting of so this amazing story about Captain Stacy and Gwen Stacy dying led into the relationship he has with Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what solidified me loving the characters and the couple so much is there's a Spider-Man comic called, I don't know if you ever read it, called Spider-Man Blue, which essentially is him talking about how his true love is Gwen Stacy, and Mary Jane is not really his true love. But he still loves MJ. He loves her more than anything, but it wasn't the love of his life.
So,
And
or this is same timeline where Gwen had died.
Yep, it's all
Okay.
canon. That storyline is canon actually. So
in the 616 universe, which is the main one, at the time, and now they have this whole thing that they did. But Spider-Man's sitting there, he's like talking to like an old voice recorder because it was written like in the early 80s, I think, or late 80s. And he's talking like, oh, you know, I remember this, that, and the other. He's remembering his relationship. And the whole time, he's just talking about how he loves Gwen still. And it's like, dude, like she's been dead for a long time now, and you're still talking to your girl's right there, the supermodel girlfriend, like you said.
Majorly traumatized, obviously.
Yeah. But the cool thing that when I finally was like, I loved it because it's like, man, like that's kind of sad when you think about it. But at the very end, MJ walks up and says, "Tell Gwen I said hi." And I was like, damn, like she knows she's not the true love, and she's accepted that Peter can't get really over Gwen right now, and he needs this to help get through it, and she's still supporting him. I was like, man, like they've gone through a lot together, and she
Yes,
still
they
loves
have.
him, and through thick and thin, she's still around, and I like that. Like you don't get that too often in the comics. They usually end up dying and they never see him again, or okay, you're too much of a superhero. I'm done. I'm not gonna ever come back in your life. Like you want to be that. Like who is it? Is it Batman or is it? I can't think of who. Where they basically have a relationship, but he chooses the superhero route, and they're like, okay, bye. I'm never coming back now. I don't know if it was.
I mean,
that.
I feel like that's happened with pretty much every
Yeah.
superhero at one point.
In the original Spider-Man trilogy movies.
yeah, with Sam Raimi's ones.
Yeah, of course, like Mary Jane ended up coming back, but that was a conflict.
Yeah.
And it was, and I think we get that a lot with them, but
I don't know. I guess that's why I like it, because like she hasn't left.
Sure. Well, and that's something that in the movies I feel like they have to, they kind of always have to have that superhero in turmoil. So you've got, you know, Tony Stark and Pepper Potts, you know, and every other movie it's like, where are they? Are they still? Is it on again, off again?
They're waiting for their
kind of
$1
thing.
contract to renew.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, have we backed up the Brinks truck to Gwyneth Paltrow's home recently or not? You know, it's like, but yeah, I mean, I definitely the Mary Jane and Peter Parker relationship has been going on for 70 years. Like, I mean, I don't know if
I
it's
think
quite that
it
long, but
started in the 80s, I believe, because Gwen came out in the late 60s, early
Okay.
70s, and I think she died late 70s, early 80s. I think
Okay.
she died around then, because I can't remember when the writer took over, because I think it was after, like somewhere in the 300 issues or so of Spider-Man, I think, is the issue where she gets killed by the Green Goblin. I want to say so, yeah. So maybe a good, like, at least 30 years.
Yeah.
30, 40 years together. So, I mean, and that's someone they always come back to. It's
Yep.
always Mary Jane. Like you said, you know, you're only dead for so long in a comic, you come back. And Gwen really hasn't come back. And he's like, oh, Gwen, you're back. The only time you see her, it's an alternate universe one.
Right.
It's this one from another universe, or it's a clone. It's never, she's just, oh, I was just been sleeping under this rock for the last 20 years. Oh, okay. The one rock I didn't check in the
Come on.
garden or whatever. So.
so I don't know. Well, so what about you guys? You've been thinking about it. Have you come up with any favorite geeky couples?
One that comes to mind off the top of my head, I guess. I'm not sure if it was ever represented in the comics. I definitely don't know anything about this series comic-wise, but Peter Quill and Gamora.
ooh,
Guardians
I
of the
like them in
Galaxy.
the movies.
Yeah, really great. That's I've for sure been the one that I've been the most sold on, like really different dynamics ending
Yeah.
up together and making it, or even when it doesn't work, like still holding it out. And I really am excited to see what is to come forward from Guardians of the Galaxy next.
For sure. I mean, I definitely. Infinity War really made
A big stride forward, because that's the first time you really see them both on the same page. You know, like even the first two Guardians movies, it's, you know, they're kind of learning, they're circling around one another, they're starting to fall in love and all that, and then by the time you get to Infinity War, I mean, you know, she's making him promise to kill her, and like, yeah, and everybody always gives grief to Star-Lord, you know, about like how they were about to defeat Thanos and he messed up, you know, and I'm like, yeah, well, like, I get it. Like, you're gonna have an emotional reaction to that, and also, I blame Gamora. She's the only person that knew where the Soul Stone was, and she gave it up.
Yeah, she could have been, especially in Endgame. She never mentioned anything about having to sacrifice a person for the Soul Stone. Maybe she didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, they
but
kind
Kind of leave that unclear in Infinity War. At the end of it, she's kind of like she knows that Gamora and Thanos went. Gamora didn't come back, and he came back with the Soul Stone. So yeah, she feels like
Advice
right.
that was needed.
It's like she understands that somehow a death happened, but she definitely did not share that information with Hawkeye and Black Widow. Aww.
Like it feels like, how can I kill off another Avenger before all this ends?
Oh
Yeah, I'm just like I mentioned shit. I'm just gonna keep
come
going.
on. Nebula's a good guy by that point.
Kind of. That's like saying the Punisher's a good guy as he kills like 15, 20 people for no reason.
But he kills all the bad guys.
Okay.
He
That's
kills them because they're criminals. That's what the Punisher is.
What qualifies whether you're good or bad? Is it
Ask the
killing
Punisher.
people
On the
or
Punisher
Okay.
side.
What qualifies it? I have to ask the Punisher. Hang on. I saw drugs. Oh,
Guess I'm bad.
yes.
You're worthy of being killed unless you're actively helping me. And then as soon as you're done actively helping me, I will kill you.
Thank you, Microchip. You were killed off in your storyline when you helped Punisher.
Oh, poor Punisher.
Dude, that's
He just kills everyone.
So what about you though? Who do you think,
I
man?
think I gotta go with the classic and just like Mario and Peach.
Mario
Yeah.
and Peach?
Yeah, we've been talking
There's-
about comic books. Why can't we talk about video games?
I mean, we can. Yeah.
decades of
Yes, I mean 30 years of
all the
Mario
different...
saving the princess. You know, I just love it. And the end of Super Mario Odyssey, Peach ends up choosing herself over Mario.
That,
Have
man.
you guys played Super Mario Odyssey?
No,
I have, but I haven't
Yeah.
finished it.
Yeah.
Nintendo really taking us on a 180.
Yeah, at the
that
very
one.
end, it's Bowser and Mario fighting over Peach's love, and she just walks away from both of them. So,
Doesn't she leave them on the moon?
I guess
Like,
so.
she flies off
She
without
just
him.
flies off without him. I don't know. I just always like that. I always go back when I think about geeky couples. I think about Mario and Peach.
Nice.
I don't know. I love
So,
Do you think Peach was really kidnapped or she just ran away with Bowser?
it.
That
Controversial
is-
question.
We don't have enough
Like-
time left on the
Yeah.
podcast to get
How
into
much
that
time we
topic.
have?
I mean,
She's just like, Mario, you're smothering me.
it's like, hey Bowser, can you come pick me up?
I need a little help here. Can you just pretend to kidnap me?
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
a week
He's gotta
away
get through
from-
8
Castles, so we'll have some fun. You know?
We're talking about video game couples. I feel like we gotta mention,
Link and Zelda.
Yeah.
And I my favorite thing about that is that Link, nowadays it's just like, well, I'm just gonna do all my side quests. I'll
I
get
got
to you
six
when I
side
get
quests
to
I
you.
have to
I've got
do, so.
stuff to finish.
Castle right there, but I think I'm gonna mess around with these bombs for a while, and then we'll see what happens.
there's a secret jewel over there. I
there are
gotta-
a few more seeds under rocks that I need.
There's at
Pick
least
up.
999 more for me to get before I can get to you. I'm sorry.
I mean, if we're going game couples, though, I mean, I gotta go with Master Chief and Cortana still. Even though they're never really like a couple. I don't know, so the reason I bring it up, y'all mentioned games, but like apparently there's like a whole discussion about are they a couple or not? I saw that on one of my Halo groups, and I'm like, well, okay. I mean, I guess I don't see them as a couple. John doesn't see any love interest in anyone, so I'm like, well, okay, whatever. I don't know. I was gonna say it though.
You just like it for the controversy.
Yeah.
I'll go Dumbledore and giving points to Gryffindor.
Oh,
That's my
I
favorite
changed my
geeky couple.
answer.
Very good.
10 more points for
Just
Gryffindor.
100%. He's gonna find a reason
Yeah,
to give
I mean-
points to Gryffindor. That's
What was that? I saw a comic, like a little meme or something on there, and it's
It's like you're not supposed to be. You're too handsome for being Gryffindor or whatever.
Yes, because it's Neville grown up, and so in like
is
those
it?
movies, it's like all of a sudden he's like the nerdy kid, and then it's just like, and here's like the hottest guy that's ever
And
existed.
he just gives 10 points to Gryffindor just because
Just randomly.
it's like,
That's what
oh,
he
nice.
does.
I don't get that. I don't
Sorry.
get that at all.
Well,
I don't watch enough Harry Potter though.
You don't need to watch it. Read it. The books are the best.
I guess
They are.
I got like 600 other books.
You
to
can
read.
trust me. I know that Batman's the best.
I think you're trying to use your Professor X powers, and it's not working.
Oh well. Eventually, it'll start working. I've only had a shaved head for a few weeks, so I'm sure the powers are coming.
Again, I'm
They just kick in. But see, if they kick in,
Does that mean you have to get paralyzed at some point? I mean,
Let's hope not.
Got wheelchairs.
Professor X
Be
and
comfortable.
Magneto. There's a great
Oh,
geeky
there we
couple.
go.
Right?
Oh gosh, dude, their friendship in real life though, and the actors, what's his name, Patrick Stewart and
Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen, yeah,
Yeah.
that they're actually like really good friends.
I mean,
I think it's hilarious.
why wouldn't they be? They're
'Cause,
both.
I mean,
they're
they're-
both awesome, old British dudes.
They just do whatever they want.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's true. I mean, that's really all it is. So, I don't know. I think that covers pretty much everything. We covered a little Valentine's Day news kind of thing.
Something like that.
Couple of people here and there. That's kind of cool. We got a lot of news that came out. I want to
did.
know what everyone thinks of Sonic that got to see it. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
Or let us know, YouTube, Facebook. We're a Mixer as well. And again, always to remind you guys, the podcast is live on Tuesdays at about 9 a.m. So you can check us out there if you don't want to hear the live.
Wednesdays.
That is right. Today's Tuesday. So Wednesdays when you will see it's on all of our podcasts. And we're on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. We're on TuneIn, Google Play, Stitcher, anywhere else, Podcast Addict, and anything that you watch your podcasts on. We're on it. So definitely check it out. If you don't want to see the live version or if you don't have time, download it. You can listen to us there. I do want to thank our guests for coming and talking a little bit more about Magic.
Thank you so much.
We
Thank
love
you so
having
much,
you
man.
guys.
That was a great time. So
I'm glad, dude. I'm glad y'all came. Robert, you got your Batman news in. So
Well, of course, because he's the best superhero ever. And, keep watching if you agree. And also keep watching if you don't agree.
just so you can just keep watching. If you don't agree, tell us why you don't agree too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
guys,
too.
definitely check us out. And for all of that, remember, guys, we always want to know what makes you geek. Comment below. Let us know what makes you geek. What do you think of all of the news that came out? The Sonic movie, Batman, Masters of the Universe. That'll come out in another 10 years probably. So according to Robert, maybe 15 years.
You never know.
So,
But don't forget to check out our new
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
series on the MCU retrospective. We got a couple of reviews up already on Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk coming this Thursday, Iron Man 2, and next Monday will be
Yes.
Thor because we're going chronologically. So
check all those
check them out.
That is
Enjoy
on youtube.com/official GYGO. So you can check them all out there. And if you're not subscribed to that channel, make sure you subscribe to it. Click that notification bell, and that way you'll see when all those videos go up, and you'll see when we go live as well.
Yeah.
So on that note, guys, stay geeky, and everyone have a great night.
We'll talk to you.